Good morning and welcome to your weekly kick in the butt. Today we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is when you're on a phone with the seller, your only job is to get the appointment. We're not talking commissions. We're not making your listing presentation. You're on the phone to get the appointment. Now let's assume you've got the appointment. At the appointment, you're only there to get the signature on the listing. You're not there to hear them tell you they're going to think about it. I believe you've already put in an hour, hour and a half, possibly 2 hours of research and time, and I think that you should try a little harder to get that signature. Let me talk about something that, well, in fact, I just had a coaching client call me, and he went and met with just the wife. The husband couldn't make it. He knew the husband couldn't make it. He was in Colorado. He's in Des Moines, making the listing presentation, and he showed up, and she said, I need to talk with my husband, which was the obvious outcome of that. So why didn't he, at the initial phone conversation, say, Mrs. Johnson, is there any chance we could have him time block a little bit of time for us during our conversation? So if there's some questions I have that are important to getting you top dollar for the sale of your house, maybe we can call him and I can ask him those questions. So obviously, at the listing presentation, when she said she couldn't make a decision, he could have used that time to go over the bullet points of the listing presentation and ask if it's okay with him if she proceed with the listing of the property. Simple. A lot of these are very simple. So let's do another one. You're at the listing presentation and they say, well, thank you very much. I think we need to paint the yellow bedroom white, a more pleasing color before we list it. Most of you are going to say, okay, let me suggest a painter. Well, my goodness gracious, how about selling a little bit of the sizzle before the steak? How about adding value? Gee, Mrs. Johnson, I've got a great idea. That falls into the genre of one of my systems called selling the sizzle before the steak. Why don't you allow me to go ahead and privately market the property while you're getting the bedroom painted? I will go ahead and put a blast email out to all of my database and all of my buyers, and I'll advertise it and promote it as a secret property currently unlisted, which will cause a lot of buzz and cause a lot of more activity. And Mrs. Johnson, when they do call and want to see the property, I'll explain to them that we have a yellow bedroom that's going to be painted white. Now what that does, if you let me do that for the week while you're painting, I can create an additional buzz as an unlisted secret property. Mrs. Johnson, would that be okay with you? Now what you've just done is you've got the listing signed. And you're walking out with a signed listing, because I'm going to tell you guys, every time you leave a listing presentation without a signature, they're going to sell that house to the guy that they just played golf with or the next door neighbor. It's happened to me too many times in the last 30 years. You know what I'm all about. I'm all about doing the easy things first, the things that make the money first. And by the way, all of your boards of realtors and your big franchises are pushing continuing education credits. I want you to think about that. That's government mandating that they teach you about contracts and ethics, and there's nothing wrong with that. But how many of you top producers need to go to another HUD seminar or another how to fill out a contract seminar? You need to start demanding real teaching, things that make you guys money, things that increase your net worth. And that's who I am. My name's Walter Sanford. I'd love to see you at the next seminar in your area. Make sure you put my name in the hat. Thank you very much for today.